Hi everyone, Spice the Knee Girl Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Aminé album, Good For You. This is the commercial debut album from Oregon rapper Aminé, and this release over here lined up very nicely with his recent 2017 XXL freshman cover. He had a nice freestyle, he performed pretty well in the cypher. He was actually one of the few rappers in this year's freshman class that struck me as having any lasting power, a potential career. And pretty much all the tracks I've heard from this guy so far featured bouncy production, some sticky hooks, a smooth, kind of subdued rap style that embedded itself in my head, and a kind of clever, carefree, and somewhat comedic tone to the lyrics, which occasionally run kind of romantic or introspective. Unfortunately, though, this album is not really the fun, somewhat quirky, maybe a little risky and left field pop rap album that I was pulling for. Though it certainly tries and really implies that that was kind of what it was shooting for. My issue generally with Good For You is just that it does not go deep enough. And I don't mean in the sense that the songs aren't meaningful. This thing is just super safe and very one-dimensional, and that's all. As a rapper, Aminé, while he may reveal some very personal truths here and there, he's far from being a versatile artist and performer. His somewhat alternative rap style really kind of grows old and monotonous as the album drags on. It just slowly becomes this vocal drone that hangs in the background, leaving the production to really steal the show, but it's not like the beats on this thing are so colorful and fantastic and cutting edge that they really kind of carry the album. Instead of being smart and playful, most of the time what this album does is just simply opts for sunny and bland. Like on Wedding Crashers featuring Offset, whose feature on the track is so forgettable and so by the numbers for Offset that I can't really even recall any of it. The song features kind of a smooth trap beat, Aminé over much of the song moaning about his ex-lovers and how he'll never attend their weddings, and hopefully this song is playing while they're dancing. While the track might seem kind of silly and funny on the surface, it's also just like one #1 spot away from being transformed into a Kidz Bop tune. The song Spice Girl is slightly funnier with its constant lyrical references to the legendary girl group's most memorable lyrics, but Aminé's general lack of enthusiasm on the track just leaves the song feeling not quite as fun as I think it could be. I'm trying to appreciate the emotional balance that Aminé is attempting to strike on this album. It's almost like I'm listening to a rapper that has a little bit of a comedic tone, kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing going on, but he also is a little emotionally sensitive. It's like I'm listening to a crying clown or a record that you can dance to while depressed. But I feel like what I got in actuality here is just a record that doesn't really know what it wants to do. No sure or pointed or clear direction for this thing. So instead of settling on a sound, an idea, a style, this album just kind of settles on being mellow and relaxed, which makes the record very easy to listen to, but also very easy to forget. This very lax approach also hurts some of the songwriting as well on this thing, as some of the tracks like Hero, for example, end very abruptly and feel kind of unfinished. The song STFU has this really obnoxious auto-tuned chorus that feels like one of the biggest gimmicks on the entire record. And the song Blinds has some of the tightest flows, most interesting lyrics, and jazziest, hardest, grooviest instrumental of the entire album, but it's just kind of like this 1-minute interlude in the midst of all these semi-slow jams that really needed a bigger breakup. The song Sundays is pretty slow and very introspective, actually a highlight for me on this record. It's just kind of this very lax stoner rap that I knew I was going to get going into this record, and that I knew Aminé was going to perform pretty well. Like, this is really where he shows a lot of his strengths, with the details of his family and talking about how he's religious but too lazy to go to church. There's a verse on this thing that I actually believe I heard in his XXL freestyle. He plays to a somewhat similar vibe on the song Turf, where he combines some very speedy rapping with a subdued delivery and a kind of hypnotic trap beat. It's fine, and again, given what I had heard of him in the past and his rap style, this is sort of a direction that I expected him to go and expected him to pull off well, but I kind of hoped going into this album he would have a little bit more to offer. There's just a lot of very average, forgettable, and very unambitious material on this project. I don't really get a sense after listening to this entire album exactly who Aminé is as an artist, because I feel like the production on this thing, his voice, his flows, his lyrics, they're all too middle of the road. Occasionally some lyrics do stick out, but not always for the right reasons, like Jesus Christ, this Lilo and Stitch line. Although I do like Charlie Wilson's vocals on the track that this bar comes from. There's just a severe lack of anything refreshing or engaging or exciting on this thing. And I get it, not everything needs to be deep, but it's not like this album is crazy and ignorant or blood pumping. There's just not a shortage right now of rap music that works pretty much as background music that you could listen to passively and it just kind of hangs there. Aminé is an artist who I think is punching under his weight on this album. He's selling himself short. If he can successfully make an album that implies it's weirder and funnier than it actually is, imagine if he made an album that really operates on that level. Because on this thing, I feel like I'm listening to a class clown that has no jokes, or that I'm just peeling back the veil to get the view into the life of a sad stoner. I think this guy has more to offer than what he's giving us, and or at least I hope that that's the case. I'm feeling a strong 5 to a light 6 on this thing. Transition. Have you given this Aminé album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe, and please don't cry. Here's another review next to my head that you should review. Watch. Or click the link to subscribe to the channel. Cool? Cool. See you in the next video. Forever.